Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nalin Perera, and in this video I'm going to give you guys different ways that you can approach your workouts, from the different type of exercises that you could be doing to certain parts of those exercises that you can really focus on. So if you're someone who wants to work out but you don't really know where to start, hopefully this video will help point you guys in the right direction. Or you could be someone who just wants to change things up. Whatever it is, by the end of this video, everything that I share with you guys, you will know what it is, what the benefits are, and how to implement them. So to start this video off, I'm going to talk about the most common type of exercises that you guys are going to see at the gym, and that is doing open kinetic chain exercises. So if you ever done an exercise where your hands or your feet are able to move freely in space while your body remains stationary, you're doing an open kinetic chain exercise. This is great if you really want to isolate and target a specific muscle or muscle group. So if you're someone who wants to build and improve their overall physique, make sure you guys include open kinetic chain exercises into your workouts. A lot of the machines you find at your gym are great options as they are designed to isolate a specific muscle while stabilizing the rest of your body. Exercises where you're using dumbbells or barbells are also great. Now you can really hit those shoulders, biceps, triceps, lats, quads, and hamstrings. Other than building your dream body, open kinetic chain exercises are super useful if you have any type of muscle imbalances. Now this can be from an injury that you're recovering from, or if you're just inactive. Now you can really isolate and strengthen those weak muscles. Also, if you're a beginner, using machines might be a safe option to start off with. If you're not yet comfortable stabilizing your own body, the machine will do that for you. You can also easily change the intensity and work your muscles through their full range of motion. Now moving on to the complete opposite of open kinetic chain exercises, and that is closed kinetic chain exercises. Now this is where your hands and feet are pressed firmly against a fixed stationary object like the floor, the wall, or a bar while the rest of your body is moving. For example, when I'm doing push-ups, my hands are pressed firmly against the floor while my shoulders, chest, triceps, serratus anterior, they're doing all the hard work, while at the same time my core muscles are also engaged. Now this helps to stabilize and control the rest of my body. Now the number one reason why you guys should include closed kinetic chain exercises is that they are compound exercises, which means they translate really well into everyday life, such as walking, running, going up a flight of stairs, or picking something up off the ground. And that is one of the biggest benefits of compound exercises. They are way more functional compared to open kinetic chain exercises. So if that is one area that you want to really improve on, make sure you include some of these exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats, deadlifts, split squats, and lunges. Now some of the exercises that I just listed off, some of you guys are going to have a hard time doing them. But the thing is, once you guys really work on the basics and build your way up to the point where you can eventually do these exercises, you guys are going to notice a huge impact that it's going to have on your daily life. Now moving on to the third thing I want to share with you guys, and that is isometric contractions. Now I remember back in high school for PE class, we had to do this one exercise called the wall sit. Now I remember I held this thing for 2 minutes, which felt like an eternity, and I remember the entire time my legs were on fire. I didn't know it at the time, but I was actually doing an isometric contraction where my muscles were working really hard, but I wasn't moving. And that is how you know you're doing an isometric contraction. When there is no movement, no change in joint angle, your muscles aren't shortening or lengthening. Doing isometric exercises like the wall sit is a great way to improve your overall stability and postural control. Another method that you guys can use to focus on that isometric contraction is to hold any exercise during its peak contraction. So whenever you're doing an exercise, there is that midway point where you pause for about a second before returning to the starting position. At that point, you are doing an isometric contraction. So all you need to do is hold that position for maybe 3 to 5 seconds longer, or you can just hold that position for as long as you can. To give you guys some ideas, here are some exercises that you can try out. We have the low squat hold, static lunge, isometric push-up, isometric pull-up, dead hangs, and static bicep curl. Now from my experience doing a little bit more advanced isometric exercises, I found out over time I built a lot of strength around my joints, especially my wrists, elbows, and shoulders, not to mention my core strength vastly improved. And finally, keeping in theme with muscle contractions, the very last thing I want to share with you guys is to focus on the eccentric portion of an exercise or the negative phase of an exercise. So this is when we are lowering the weight, going with gravity rather than against gravity. Now the best way to think about an eccentric contraction, think of it like deceleration. Like when you are applying the brakes when you're driving a car, this is a great way to build a tremendous amount of strength because eccentric training essentially allows you guys to work with the weight or resistance that you normally would not be able to handle. If you're someone who wants to get their first pull-up but lack the strength to pull yourself up, one of the best progressions is doing pull-up negatives. Rather than starting at the bottom of the bar, this time we're going to start at the top of the bar and slowly lower ourselves down. Just by doing this, you are overloading your muscles with your own body weight that you normally would not be able to handle when you try to pull yourself up. Now this is what I'm currently doing right now to get my first one-arm push-up, slowly lowering myself down, working on my form. And just like with isometrics, this can be done with your own body weight or an external weight. Take any exercise and really focus on the negative phase of that exercise. Slowly lower down the weight or your own body weight. Now I do want to quickly mention, if you guys are going to do eccentric training, make sure you guys are using the appropriate weight. You don't want to injure yourself using weight that you can't handle. And this even includes your own body weight because you still need a certain level of strength. I remember I spent months doing one-arm incline push-ups just to build that base strength so I can do one-arm negatives. So if you're just starting off, make sure you take the time to build that base level of strength. Speaking of one-arm incline push-ups, if you guys want to get your first push-up or pull-up, make sure you guys check out this video where I talk about incline push-ups and inverted rows. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.